Shielded by Bhishma, blinded by ego. Duryodhana's belief, Chapter 1, Verse 10. In the heat of the battlefield, Duryodhana surveys his army, vast, disciplined, and led by none other than the mighty Bhishma. His voice echoes with pride as he speaks of their strength, their numbers, their invincibility. But listen closely. Beneath his words lies something more than confidence. It's arrogance. In verse 10 of the Bhagavad Gita, Duryodhana believes victory is already his, simply because his army is larger, his general is mightier, and his side appears stronger. He forgets that war is not won by numbers alone. He overlooks the power of righteousness, the weight of karma, and the quiet but unshakable force of dharma. In placing all his faith in Bhishma's shield, he becomes blind to the deeper truths unfolding before him. This verse isn't just a statement of military strength, it's a subtle warning, a reminder to us all. When ego speaks louder than wisdom, we stop seeing things as they are and start seeing only what we want to believe. Let's step deeper into verse 10 and uncover the layers hidden within Duryodhana's belief.
Verse 10. Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam Bhishma bhirakshitam. Paryaptam tvidame tesham balam Bhima bhirakshitam.
Simple meaning, our strength guarded by Bhishma is unlimited. The strength of the Pandavas, guarded by Bhima, is limited. Deeper meaning and explanation. Here, Duryodhana compares the armies, but not just tactically, emotionally too. He calls his own army aparyaptam, unlimited, and that of the Pandavas, paryaptam, limited. His words may seem confident, but they reveal something deeper, a clinging to external power. He places Bhishma and Bhima as the symbolic protectors, but forgets that Bhishma fights with duty, not desire, and Bhima fights with heart, not ego. This verse reminds us, power based on ego can look infinite, but without truth and righteousness, it is hollow. Lessons learned from this verse. Lesson 1. Overconfidence and misjudgment. Vinasha kala viparita buddhi. Situation at war. Duryodhana's mistake. Blinded by the sheer size of his army and Bhishma's presence, Duryodhana overestimates his strength. His arrogance prevents him from seeing the cracks within his own ranks and the spiritual force guiding the Pandavas. Rather than reevaluating, his ego drives him deeper into illusion and ultimately toward destruction. Real-life situation. A business owner's fall. Raj was the founder of a successful retail chain that had dominated the market for years. With steady profits and loyal customers, he believed his brand was invincible. When a new, smaller competitor entered the scene with an innovative online model and modern customer engagement strategies, Raj brushed it off. He refused to adapt, believing his legacy and experience were enough to keep him on top. His team warned him about changing trends, but his ego silenced their voices. Within a year, the competitor captured a large chunk of the market. Raj's business began losing customers, relevance, and revenue. By the time he realized his mistake, the damage was already done. Learnings. Stay humble. Success can become a trap if it leads to arrogance. Humility keeps us open to growth and correction. Listen to others. Wisdom is often found in listening, not just speaking. Don't ignore experienced voices or fresh perspectives. Evaluate regularly. Continually assess your strengths and weaknesses with honesty. Pride should never cloud judgment. Lesson 2. Leadership and ethical dilemmas. When Dharma demands courage. Situation at war. Bhishma's bind. Bhishma, a noble warrior and elder, fights for the Kauravas not out of belief in their cause, but because of a vow made long ago. Despite knowing the injustice on their side, he remains loyal to the throne, silently witnessing the erosion of righteousness. Real-life situation. The silent senior manager. An experienced senior manager at a reputed firm discovers that upper management is engaging in unethical practices, falsifying reports, and manipulating data. He knows it's wrong but feels paralyzed. After decades of loyalty, the thought of speaking up feels like betrayal. Junior employees look to him for direction, but he avoids confrontation. His silence eats away at his peace, yet he fears rocking the boat. The weight of his position and years of loyalty hold him back from doing what is right. As the situation worsens, he begins to question whether loyalty is worth the price of integrity. Learnings. True leadership lies in protecting what's right, not just what's familiar. In moral dilemmas, look beyond personal ties. Evaluate the ethical impact of your silence. Loyalty is noble, but not when it supports injustice. Balance duty with conscience. Lesson 3. Recognizing the power of righteousness. Dharma versus adharma, the unseen strength. Situation at war. Krishna's quiet power. The Pandavas' army is smaller, but they have something greater. Krishna, who refuses to fight, yet offers his wisdom and presence. Duryodhana fails to see this spiritual power, blinded by numbers and strength. Real-life situation. The honest student. Meera is a hard-working student preparing for final exams. As the test day approaches, she learns many classmates have access to leaked papers and are scoring high. She feels torn. Should she cheat to compete or stay true to her values? She studies through stress and temptation, watching others take shortcuts without consequences. The results come, and she scores lower, but her self-respect remains intact. Later, her integrity earns her a scholarship and the trust of mentors. What seemed like a loss became the foundation of long-term success. Learnings. Dharma may look weak in the moment, but its results are lasting. Avoid shortcuts. True victory lies in earning, not snatching. Inner strength and honesty often lead to silent, powerful rewards. Lesson 4. Misplaced trust in strength alone, over-reliance on one pillar. Situation at war. Duryodhana's trust in Bhishma alone. Duryodhana puts blind faith in Bhishma's might, ignoring strategy, morale, and the cracks within his army. He mistakes one strong player as a guarantee for victory. Real-life situation. The overconfident team. A school's football team qualifies for the finals, relying heavily on their star striker, Aryan. He has always saved the team, and the coach builds the entire game plan around him. But on the final day, Aryan injures his ankle in the first half. The rest of the team, undertrained and uncoordinated, falls apart. They had focused so much on one player that they forgot the strength of unity. What could have been a championship victory becomes a harsh lesson in misplaced confidence. Learnings. Teamwork and balance are more reliable than solo brilliance. Have backups, strategies, and collective strength in any plan. Success is not about one person, it's about the whole system working together. Lesson 5. The tragic irony of blind loyalty. When loyalty becomes a chain. situation at war, Bhishma's inner conflict. Bound by past vows, Bhishma fights for a cause he doesn't believe in. His heart supports Dharma, but his actions support adharma, leading to internal conflict and eventual tragedy. Real-life situation. Trapped in a toxic job. An employee named Kunal has worked at the same company for 15 years. The environment has grown toxic, manipulative managers, unrealistic demands, and no recognition. He gets better offers, but turns them down, telling himself, "This company gave me everything." Deep down, he feels drained, undervalued, and stuck. His health and family life start suffering. What began as loyalty becomes self-sacrifice. By the time he decides to move on, the damage to his mental well-being is already deep. Learnings. Revisit your commitments regularly. Are they still aligned with who you are? Loyalty is beautiful, but not when it comes at the cost of self-respect or ethics. Choose growth and peace over outdated obligations. Conclusion. So, what does this verse truly teach us? It reminds us that humility isn't weakness, it's wisdom. That leadership is not about commanding with pride, but about guiding with ethics. And that loyalty, while noble, must walk hand in hand with truth. Because in the end, it's not the size of our army or the strength of our allies that defines us. It's the clarity of our conscience, the alignment with Dharma, and the courage to act rightly, even when it's hard. That is the path to real success and deep fulfillment. As we leave verse 10 behind, let's pause for a moment. Duryodhana speaks with confidence, but listen closely, and you might hear the trembling in his heart. His faith in Bhishma's strength is loud, but his faith in righteousness is silent. This contrast is the true essence of this verse. In contrast, the Pandavas walk the quiet path of Dharma, even with fewer numbers. They don't shout, they don't boast, but they walk with clarity, conviction, and Krishna by their side. This verse whispers a subtle truth. Divine support and righteous intent are mightier than any army, because in the great battles of life, it is not power, but purpose that leads to victory. Let us ask ourselves, do we draw our strength from external validation or from inner conviction? The battlefield is not just Kurukshetra, it's within us every day. Thank you for joining us in this spiritual journey through the Bhagavad Gita. If you found value in this video, please like, share, and subscribe to support our channel and spread this timeless wisdom. Your support encourages us to continue sharing these sacred teachings in a way that's accessible and meaningful. Stay tuned for the next verse, and until then, stay inspired, stay grounded, and may the light of the Gita guide your path.